All right, the recording is started. This is the September 11th, 2018 Rook Community Meeting. Let's go ahead and get started on the agenda items. So Travis, you had said to me that you wanted to talk about a potential 0.8.1 release.
Or
Oh, sorry,
8.2.
8.2, my bad.
Yeah. 8.1 was a long time ago, right?
Yeah, years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, and is that regarding issue 2043 probably?
Let's see. So 1501 has been backported already. I just left it in review until we actually release it, so we make sure it doesn't get lost. And yeah, 2043 is still in review and not merged yet. And that's
Right.
blocking some people from upgrading and handling larger clusters in a good way.
Right. Do we and so this 2043 is the last issue that we want to get merged into the release branch, and then we can do build after that. There's no other pressing items that we're waiting on after that, right?
All right. Well, 1553, I was looking yesterday to see if we could at least add some logging to detect, if block ID is detecting volumes incorrectly in the scenario where we reformat when we shouldn't. So I'm going to look at that again, and it wasn't working for me yet, but I'd like to at least be able to get logging in the case where we're failing or reformatting when we shouldn't. Right.
Yeah, this one seems like a obvious race, and we just need to find it.
Right. And yeah, it just seems like the Kubernetes code isn't detecting correctly if it should mount or if it should format when it's mounting.
Right.
So, yeah, we got to find a fix for that. Well, then repro has been a challenge too, consistently.
And if we can add some more verbose logging everywhere, and so that when it does happen, we have enough to reconstruct what happened, that would be helpful.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd like to work on that today and get that into a .2 release as well.
Okay, so yeah, that do we have a sense of the frequency of this issue? Because when Kubernetes 1.10 had come out, that everyone said that it was fixed, and then we started having some cases creep up about people experiencing it still. Do you have a sense of the frequency?
Yeah, just from a few people commenting on that issue, that it still has happened occasionally on 1.10. I haven't seen anybody say it's happened on 1.11, but maybe in those clusters they just haven't been running 1.11 where the conditions are just right. I didn't see anything in 1.11 that would have changed the behavior around mounting. 1.10 had the big change where they used block ID instead of LS block, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought would have affected the root cause. That would change or improve, fix the way that RBD devices are detected, because that's the problem here, right? That we're not detecting that the device already exists, so we go ahead and stomp on it.
Right. Yeah. So at this point, I'm not sure what to do other than add logging so that we can diagnose what's happening and how to work around it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not happening to the level where it's like stop everything. Everybody focus on this, but it would really help if we have logging everywhere that helps us find this. I mean, and on by default. So that,
yes, that's pretty key.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that touches on the three issues we have here for 0.8.2.
Yeah, well, anything else you want to say on 2043, or I think we're close. We just need to finish it off.
Yeah. So we got a new feedback review this morning, and I pushed some changes. The CR looks green right now, so Any new
The one thought about this, is there more testing we can add that helps us catch these, cases in the future?
Around large clusters or
larger clusters
launches.
Or long timeouts on RBD or other cases that we don't usually see in our integration testing.
That's a good question. So in Kubernetes, many of these tricky issues are only discovered when we do scaling tests. If we can have at least periodical testing to do the upgrade, installation, or just monitoring, that will be helpful.
I mean, does this go in I guess what I'm trying to figure out is this something we can do as part of our standard integration test, or does this go in the bucket of long haul testing that we need to be doing?
So I haven't looked at the long haul testing yet. Is there something that we do on a regular basis, or just on?
No, we have an outstanding item to kind of resurrect some of the long haul testing we used to do. And then we lost resources. So I'm wondering if this is in the class of issues where it fits with long haul testing, or if it's something that we could add more tests more integration tests around it.
Yeah, I think in this specific case, the trigger was on the upgrade. So if the long haul tests also have upgrade that grades, we just add this test or just test the long haul test. So between the releases, that should be great.
I think there's also probably at the unit test level, honestly, I think that the logic about orchestrating the OSDs and waiting for them to finish and stuff, I think that it would be possible. It wouldn't be trivial, but it would be possible to add some more testing that goes through some more complicated scenarios of different timing of things finishing and race conditions and stuff like that with some mocking. That wouldn't be a trivial effort, but we could do get more coverage there.
Okay.
Yeah, and
go ahead.
Another place where this really came out was when there was a large cluster. So we don't really have any testing of large clusters right now. This kind of a project can we do with the CNCF test resources so that we can run in larger clusters and really.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I was trying to get to. There's definitely needs to be an effort around testing, long haul testing, performance testing, large cluster testing that needs to happen as a release gate for every release we make.
Yeah.
And maybe this is one that fits in that bucket.
I think so, definitely. And that's something that we have as one of the 0.9 milestone themes. It would be great if we could find a resource to be able to kind of drive that effort.
I agree. Does anyone on this call have any ideas for or wants to volunteer to help with the long haul testing
or large cluster testing?
Yeah, like resurrect the whole effort. We have a couple of help wanted stuff around this, but I think the project as a whole would benefit from someone who kind of would own this, at least for 0.9, and drive testing and drive the integration with the CNCF test clusters and all of that. You don't have to volunteer now. You can just tell us if you are interested or know of someone that might be. So we can take it offline, but I just wanted to throw it out there.
Yeah, it'd be nice to find somebody who has an interest in that to drive that. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on then to 0.9. So we are plugging along with the tickets and issues in the 0.9 milestone. I know there's a number of issues that we still don't have owners for, that we have help wanted. The issues tagged as help wanted. If we all remember, when we started this milestone, we made a specific conscious decision to be very aggressive with the items and issues that are in this milestone with the hope that we would find owners for them as we continued. So, we still have a number of these issues that do not have owners. That would be great if, people from the community with interest in them could step up to take on some of these. But the general question I'll pose to everyone on the call right now is: are there specific issues in the 0.9 milestone that we have big concerns about, or that are big risks? Then we can talk about those right now. Nobody's worried? That's good.
I feel like we're in execution mode, and maybe we're not close enough to the end game to get worried, but there's lots to do. That's my worry.
One theme that I've seen during this is that I'm starting to see a bit of some of these efforts sort of converging, where, like, for instance, like in the Cassandra effort that Yanis is doing, there's a number of those. There's a few issues that came up that he was interested in while he's driving that design and implementation effort for Cassandra. And, those are things we already want to accomplish too. Like, for instance, 9.19 about, being able to use persistent volumes as the underlying, source of for the storage fabric that's being orchestrated. So some of these ideas are converging together, which is good. I think it shows that, some things are, kind of going in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Has anybody been able to hear from Tony at all about the Minio integration tests? I haven't been able to get in touch with them, and the last message I left on that PR, he closed the PR with no comments at all. Anybody talk to him?
Not I.
No.
Okay. All right. So we're in the middle of the milestone. We're executing. We're making progress. If there's no specific risks to call out, I think this is in review. Then we can move on to the rest of the agenda probably. All right, so let's go to the community topics. The first thing I just wanted to mention here, that this is, there's no announcements, there's nothing formal about this at all, but I did want to mention that the voting had started for the proposal to graduate the Rook project within the Cloud Native Computing Foundation to the incubation stage from the sandbox stage. And the technical oversight committee, there's 9 members and 2/3 are required to approve. And we have 6 yes votes on this now of the 9 members. So we do have the 2/3 necessary to approve the graduation to incubation. So that's a very big step, I think, for the project. And it says a whole lot about the growth, the effort from the community, everything that everybody has put into this project to elevate it to the next level. So I'm really, really happy with this effort. I'm really, really proud of all the work that everyone has done there. So we should feel happy about this.
Yeah, this is awesome. Congrats, everyone.
Great. Yeah, I didn't realize we got that 6th binding vote. That's cool.
Yeah, and the CNCF is going to work with us on announcements and blogs and all that stuff. So I'll follow up separately.
Awesome. Can't wait to see that published. I'll send it to all my friends. Alex, are you going to say something?
I just said, good to hear that it's going good.
Yeah, we could have done it without your help, buddy. All right, next topic. I just wanted to mention this real quick here and make sure we had a conclusion about it. So for this particular pull request, it was opened directly against the 0.8 release branch, and the normal flow for backporting fixes to release branches is to merge them into master first, and then cherry pick it to the release branch. And I prefer that approach because it's a couple of reasons. That I outlined here, that causes less CI builds and less load on all of our CI pipeline, which is to a fair assessment kind of stretched thin. And also then it keeps all the discussion about the fix in a single place as opposed to fragmented across pull requests. So that's my preference. And I don't know if, you all have a disagreement with that or if you're, in alignment with that thought.
Yeah, no, it makes sense to me. I think we just missed it in that PR.
Cool. Okay. Well, so I don't have any other topics, community topics here. So we can move along to pull requests to discuss. The Cassandra design, I think I personally have not visited this again after I gave some feedback quite a while ago. So I would like to, I think Giannis is kind of working on implementation stuff now. So I personally want to revisit this again and just kind of clean things up and get this merged in so we don't have a dangling design doc that's not part of the repo in master. So yeah, I think it would be good to, I think Giannis has kind of addressed everything that we had originally brought up too. So it'd be good to revisit this again soon, which I will follow up on.
He's not on the call, right?
Right. I don't know. Giannis is not on the call, I think he's in Greece. Alrighty, and Blaine.
The same time as for me.
All right, and Blaine wanted to talk about this pull request. The floor is yours, Blaine.
All right, I'll get off mute here. Yeah, I don't have any immediate pressing need to get this done immediately, but I wanted to let everyone know that pull 2095, which is pretty polished now, now initializing the monitor in init containers, the Ceph monitor in init containers, is pretty well done. I'm looking for feedback, and I think at this stage it's good, like if you want to be as nitpicky with the feedback as possible. This is the first PR in a set of what's going to be 5. And so this one's kind of setting the stage for what the rest of the PRs are kind of going to look like and how they're going to, some of the patterns that are going to be in place. So
that's a dangerous invitation, Blaine. I'd like everyone to feel free to be as nitpicky as they like here.
Yeah, that's Jared's specialty.
Pedantic? My feedback is quality, not just pedantic.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, I think this is the time for that. Like, it's not, we're not holding anything back by waiting on this particular PR. And I think it's going to be good to, just to make sure that the patterns and the how we're writing these things looks good on this attempt to take all of those lessons and move them forward.
Yeah, I think that's wise too, Blaine. Of if this is the first one in a set in a pattern, a set of them that we're going to do, then making sure that up front we've kind of vetted and got things to a quality position before we continue with duplicating or replicating that in other components. That's wise. So that's great.
Yeah, and this is a big step in the direction of decoupling the Ceph version from Rook. So this is great. Thanks for pushing through this.
Great.
Yeah,
I'll take a look at it after this.
Yeah, thank you, Travis, for all of your, answering all my questions and stuff. It's been a big help.
Cool.
Yeah, it definitely helps the community as a whole, Blaine, to have you even more ramped up as a contributor. So that's all good here, I think.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited to be contributing now.
Awesome. Okay, so that's all I had on the agenda. Was there anything that somebody wanted to bring up that was not added to the agenda doc?
One thing for the next meeting I want to bring up is the service broker and how we deal with objects and buckets. There are a couple of guys that couldn't make it to this meeting, but we'll plan on it next week. Yehuda and maybe Sage to talk about that. So next time.
Okay, that sounds like a great discussion. Yehuda, are they the one that wrote the RGW support and open service broker?
Yeah, you did. Mhm.
Cool. Nice. That's good stuff. All right, so we'll try to add that then to the agenda as soon as we, create the September 25th
Yep.
one.
Hmm.
I have one more thing.
Go ahead, Alex.
It would be good if everyone takes a look at the currently open pull requests and see if there's anything still ready for review, and or even possibly could be closed, so that we can clean up our backlog of PRs, because I think we're like at 25 PRs.
Yeah, when I looked this morning, there were 24, I think. So yeah, there are actually, that's a very good point, Alex. There are a significant number of open pull requests right now, 23 currently, that need to be addressed.
I also take a look to update mine. Just haven't gotten to it yet.
Yeah. There are a few of them that have been submitted like a month or 2 or 3 back, and then the contributor disappears, and it's hard to know how long do we wait. Do we just let the stale object or the stale daemon clean it up, or
I recall when we first enabled the stale bot that it was only for issues. Is it set up to do pull requests also, Travis?
it can. I'm trying to remember. I might have disabled that setting.
Yeah, I don't think it's disabled. I don't think that's active right now.
That's right.
Yeah, it's not active. We have a few PRs which are, more than a month or more than 3 months or so old. And we have to look into them and possibly, as said, close them.
Only issues. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, let's. I think that can you independently put different values for issues in pull requests for when they're stale or closed, or are they forced to have the same time frame?
There is a different setting for pull requests if you want
there is
time frame. Yeah, but when we get, hopefully we never get to the point where we need to worry about stale pull requests getting closed. We just keep on top of them, and I think we'll be good. Okay.
Well, let's follow up then on that, on the pull request open ones, and see if there are ones that are stale or need to be closed, or that are ones that are waiting for feedback. I can definitely hold myself personally accountable that I have not been entirely on top of all of the active pull requests, and I've let a couple of them go without feedback for a little bit longer than I'm comfortable with. So I will strive to make a change on that. Okay. And I will not wait until the New Year's resolution to do that.
Oh, there's one PR, for example, that'd be really interesting if someone in this call would like to get on it, since we haven't heard from them for a while, is the Helm chart for clusters. That's been a popular feature request, and it's one of the older ones at the bottom.
There's a PR open for that?
Yeah, it's really old.
Oh, this one?
It's one of the oldest ones, yeah.
Oh, and I think there was an issue that got opened for this just yesterday, maybe, I think.
Yep.
Oh, really?
There was an issue created on,
Yeah. I feel like maybe the CRD is stabilized to the point where we can do it now. There was a lot going on when the PR was originally opened. And
well, yeah, now that it's beta, it's
time.
Definitely more stable now. Okay. All right. That is an old pull request, by the way. Whew. Okay, sounds good then. Anything else from anybody else? Take a pass through the open pull requests today or tomorrow? Other than that?
I have only one more thing to mention, as I'm not sure if I mentioned it in the last community meeting. But we finally have the mascot of Rook in the artwork repository. And I'm soon going to have, latest in 2 months or so, have probably a pillow or a cardboard cutout in big. So check it out, guys.
Sir redundancy.
Yep, there we go. That's yes, that awesome artwork from Matt Howman has been added to the Rook artwork repository. So that is an asset that people can now use and make all the sweatshirts, pillows, whatever you want to make from it. You're more than welcome to. It is in the public domain. That's awesome.
I don't know, Alex. You might need a higher resolution picture if you're
No,
going
no, it's a
It's
vector
an
direction.
SVG.
It's, yeah, I just
okay.
scale it as I want. It's
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it scales. Don't you worry.
just like Seth. Wait, what?
Okay, cool. Then I will we will wrap it up today. I guess this was an effective meeting today, everybody. I appreciate that.
Efficient or effective?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Alrighty, cool. Thank you, everybody, for your time. I appreciate it.
See ya.
All right, see ya.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.